if you want like a breakdown of the woman's cycle, I can give you like
Please.
real quickly what you men should look out for.
Absolutely.
So after her period is done, the first like week and a half, that's when she's like social lubricant. That's what I call it. I'm like, you're like, KY, take her out everywhere. Take her to any business meetings. Take her to parties.
Right.
Take her to stuff like that. Her energy and what she's emitting because of her hormones is super fucking connective. So she'll be a ton of fun and you'll have a blast with her everywhere. And then as she gets closer to menstruating, the week before, like PMS week, everybody talks so much shit about women on PMS, but really what our hormones are enticing us to do and actually guiding us to do is become ultra observant. Right. So every single thing that the previous 2 weeks was no big deal, it was all fun and shit, because we were trying to get pregnant. That's what our bodies are hoping for, right? To reproduce. Now we're becoming super analytical, and we aren't doing this because we want to be a bitch. Our hormones are telling us to do this so that we analyze our lives and make sure that we're setting things up correctly, right? And then when we're on our period, our hormones are completely dropping. So everything has dropped. And the reason that our body does this is so that we take the time to repair and regrow, right? Okay. So that, PMS week and period week is the time for us to really withdraw and take care of ourselves and pull everything in. It's not the time to be making big changes, but it's the time to be observing your life and seeing what changes do I need to make. Then after my period, when I'm in that 2 weeks of like totally awesome mood, everything is great, and I have a ton of energy, that's when I should be making those changes that I observed the 2 weeks before. So it's a very different cycle than you guys. You might observe something that needs to change. You're analytical almost all the time, and then you make those changes throughout the day. It's like, okay, well, I need to change this, I need to change that. But if we make a ton of big changes when we're in that, PMS week or the week of our period, it's so depleting to us, and we're already depleted. Right. Okay. So we need to be pulling within. But the other 2 weeks, we're pushing out. So, and we push out usually much further than men, right? We're way more connective. And you can see that if you've dated a girl and like she walks into the party and everybody's like, oh my God, Sally's here! And they forgot that you were even with Sally, right? Yeah. But those 2 weeks were super connective.
Where does the stereotype, and maybe it's not true, where does the stereotype come from then? Where, if a woman's like crying or anxious or ratty, the stereotype is, oh, well, she's on a period, or she must be, where does that fit into the cycle?
Well, I think that what they're observing is she is probably PMSing, or she could also be on her period and she's overextended herself. Right. So the way that the world is set up is not set up to accommodate our cycles. It's set up to accommodate men. And it's not anything against you guys, but I mean, think about it. You listen to any nutritionist, or not any, there are some that understand women's cycles, but it's like, okay, wake up, do your meditation, go to the gym, eat these same things every day. And it's like, no, that works for a man. You guys can literally eat the same thing every day, figure out your macros, and you'll be fucking fine. You'll do great. Right. My husband's 41 and he's shredded, and he doesn't take testosterone. He just takes care of himself, and he's very regimented. But if which I have tried, because I am very good at taking in data and applying to myself and following it to a T. But if I do that same thing, I ruin myself. Because as a woman, before my period, I actually need more calories than I would normally intake to maintain. So I used to be like, it's all in your head, Elisha. This is in your head. You're not hungry. And this is a mind over matter thing. And I was just like, oh, I'm weak compared to him. He can control his cravings and I can't. That is not the case. Your body is fucking asking you to feed it because it's starving. It's trying to create an organ and you won't feed it. So because we've been told that we should be like y'all, but really we should be like us. Yeah. So it's I wouldn't say that men created this to like hurt us. They just didn't understand us. And most doctors were men. So the people prescribing what we should be doing didn't have a body like us. Yeah, right?
it's such a lack of understanding, I think.
Yeah, it's lack of understanding. And then I even see it on podcasts where I talk about this. Fucking trainers, that's not true. There's nothing different when women are on their cycle. I'm like, shut the fuck up, you have a dick. And the fact that you can't pick up a book and read the science that's out there now and understand that we are completely different is just like, oh God. At least the science is there now.
You mentioned that book. What was it called?
In the Flow.
In the Flow, yeah.
Best book ever. It's kind of dry. Okay. But it's great facts. And I would recommend it to any man that deals with women. So if you live on this planet, read the book. Because you've got a mother, a sister, a daughter, someone. And if you can understand her cycle, you will get so much further with them. Because you understand like, oh, this is when I need to come to her kindly. and I don't need to be trying to force her to make big changes right now. I need to be understanding that it's processing time. But I know next week she will hammer it. So I can set her up for success this way.